Welcome to Pod of the People.
Alright, welcome to episode 3 of Pod of the People.
June 10th.
What the frick is up? What's up, y'all?
OTAs are up. I'm sweaty from all the workouts I've been doing at OTAs, guys.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You reported?
Mostly squats.
We didn't
Just there to do
report.
squats outside of the stadium mostly, but I hear some chatter. I do hear some chatter.
Yeah, I heard Andy Dalton going to be the starter week 1.
He threw 3 picks today. He threw 3 picks in a 7-on-7 drill. Not too bad. Good news for my boy Justin Fields. Get him out of the way early. And also, this guy Julio Jones got traded to our own Nashville Titans. Sorry, Tennessee Titans.
Wow. Nashville Titans.
We need to talk about that. Hang on. Oh, cracking open a cold one. Miller Lite.
Brought to you by...
That's our sponsor for today's episode.
We're popping tops on account of Miller.
We're not sponsored by Miller Lite.
Miller Lite. Pop a top.
$1.2 million deal. Thank you, Miller Lite.
Thanks, Miller Lite. Appreciate it.
We love you.
We
Again,
will
we're
try
not
to keep.
sponsored by Miller Lite.
We will try to keep them on as a long-term sponsor.
Manifest destiny.
Maybe one day, but we are not currently.
So let's talk Julio. Even though we did last week, it was before anything had happened. So
We called it pretty much.
Yeah, we did call him.
It's the only one we talked about was the Titans.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the most likely decision. It was them, Seahawks. That was kind of...
It was the most likely. wasn't it?
Schefter, his source was me. I
I
broke the news to Shefty.
feel like...
Nice.
So when you have
Yeah.
Sleeper...
Local boy.
We have Sleeper, and we do our leagues on Sleeper, but we're not sponsored by Sleeper.
Sponsored by Sleeper.
We're not sponsored by
Alright, then.
Sleeper. Anyways, but Sleeper gives you notifications quicker than all your friends. So you kind of feel like Adam Schefter. You immediately text your 10 closest friends, or maybe it's just me. You'd be like, "Oh, Julio, the Titans."
Yeah,
They're
that's
like, how
just-
do you know? They're like,
that's
"Whoa,
just-
just
yeah.
saw it."
No, that's just you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
I enjoy that.
All my friends got the message too. They don't need me to
here's
break it to
Here's
them.
the thing. Not all my friends have Sleeper, which is the best.
The real
best
difference is
football.
now we're all not paying attention probably as much, maybe.
I'm on the app. Let's see how long.
No, yeah, Logan's on the app all day.
I am. I live on the app.
Boss comes by, clicks it away, back to full sleeper.
I'm just full screen on Sleeper. I have 3 screens. One of them's on Sleeper the whole time.
I believe that actually.
I can't find it. I don't know how quickly I would be able to find it. But screen time. Here we go. Y'all keep talking. This is
Okay. Well, anyway, Julio. We talked about it last episode.
4 hours and 18 minutes this week on my phone.
God bless it.
Just the app?
Just the app.
Okay.
He has issues.
But I made how many trades I made this week? 4 or 5.
14.
I don't know.
14.
My team's gotten better this week. Not that anybody cares, but it has gotten
This
better.
guy. Nobody cares about your team.
Nobody.
Not even us. Not even your mom.
No, she doesn't. My dad does. Thanks for listening, Dad.
Shout
Speaking
out,
of my
shout
dad,
out to Logan's dad.
Speaking of my dad did leave us a 5-star review, which is super cool. But
So did FF Crowd Surfer.
yeah,
And we just wanted to take the time on the pod to say, thank you, FF Crowd Surfer. We appreciate it. We saw the review and we appreciate it.
yeah,
You can surf our crowd anytime, dude.
yeah. Even though we've taken we're about 4 minutes in now, we haven't gotten to the point.
Yeah.
You said we're solid to the point content.
We're getting to the point. We'll get to the point.
We're getting to the point.
We just wanted to say, thanks, bro.
Yeah, which one's my beer? I
All
think it's
of
this
them.
one. Okay,
All
cool.
of them.
Sweet. I did.
Yeah, Julio, gonna be solid down there. It's gonna be exciting to see him wearing that number 2 jersey, taking second.
I don't like it.
Well,
I
there's
don't like
already
number
11. You don't like number. He doesn't like number 2.
Number
Who
2.
doesn't like number 2? You
I can't-
sit down, you do your business, you get up, you
well,
feel
here's-
better after you do a number
I don't,
2.
though. I
You
have
spend
some
an hour on
gastro
sleeper
problems.
while you're doing a number 2, maybe.
Yeah, well, I definitely get on sleeper. I said about 4 trades every time.
That's how you get
number 2.
hemorrhoids, fellas. A little life hack there.
Yeah,
Don't sit
well,
down
I have
too
some
long.
gastro problems, so number 2 is not comfortable for
Well, it
me.
made sense though. Number 2, 1 plus 1, 11 is 2. That's why
Wow.
I did it.
Yeah. That's
That's
why
why I did it. What number do you wear at Alabama?
I didn't do that math. That's incredible.
Not 2.
Has he always been 11?
No,
Because I almost
think
felt
so.
like 2 was like him going back to his Alabama.
I want to say it was single digits. Dan, look that up.
I can't remember.
We now have a researcher in the room. Dan has brought his laptop.
Dan Phillips.
He was number 8.
Number 8. Okay.
number 8.
Not
I was gonna say-
sexy.
I didn't think he was 11, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Who's
yeah.
number 8 for the Titans? Matt Mock.
I don't know. Matt Schaub.
Matt.
Anyway, we talked about it last time because we kind of thought he was one of the Titans, but does anybody after it actually being official, does anybody feel differently about the Julio landing spot than we did before? I think I was the only one that was saying I still kind of like it for A.J. Brown.
I don't like it for A.J. Brown, but I don't hate it for A.J. Brown.
He lost his monumental Terrell Owens season upside.
Yeah.
He lost his, Here's the thing, though. He's
targets?
still a buy. Yes, for the targets.
Okay.
He lost. It took some off the top.
His target volume
It took some
will go
off the
down.
top of his haircut. He wanted to leave it a little longer.
We know Julio doesn't score touchdowns, so I think he's still going to get his touchdowns. His targets may go down a little bit. His
Derrick
efficiency
Henry,
may go
20
up.
TDs.
Derrick Henry, I really feel like it helps Derrick Henry. And if you don't
It
catch
does.
that does, you're
Yardage lower. I'd say his volume can go down safely as it needs to, him being a 27-year-old back. But yeah, his TDs are sky high.
Here's
Sky
the
high.
thing.
He can
If
go
you're the
back-to-back
Titans,
seasons.
though, why scale him back? I say you give it to Henry more.
Sure.
Because they have to respect the passing game.
Yeah.
It's just more reason to give it to Henry. He's going to be running through wide open holes. Taylor Lewan's healthy again.
And that's not
If
good.
As long as
That's
he
the
doesn't
thing
get
it can
busted for
go.
PEDs again.
I mean, that's going to be a good O-line, a really good passing attack. He's going to be able to run wide open like he's never been able to do before.
Yeah, no. But at the same time, it's weird to say that and then say, also Ryan Tannehill's going to be better too, fantasy-wise. Yeah, I think that's also true. It's just weird. It's
weird. It's just
you know,
the
how
offense
does
as a whole
Right.
is going to be more
It's
efficient.
like there's really no losers to this except maybe Matt Ryan.
Well, the losers are lower two
Josh,
guys.
well, yeah.
Josh Reynolds, Anthony Furcher's not going to have that huge target share. Not huge target share, but we thought he was going
He's
to have
still
a
losing
sizable-
Johnny Smith, which is, that's all it takes.
Right.
Really.
And people see Furcher as a blocker, but he's got a lot of hype. But why? What came out this week about Furcher? It said his job's not secure.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they said his job's not totally secure, which is usually just
I
going to
think
be
that's
OTA
coach
talk.
speak. Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a guy they just paid, mind you, a 1-year contract, but they did just pay him after they
Who's
let go
behind
of
him?
John. Can't tell you.
That's why they.
It's Jeff Swaim.
Swaimy.
A bunch of nobodies.
Wait, I thought that was the Cowboys guy. They traded him?
Swaim went to the Jags, I believe, and then Titans.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
But
Okay.
no, he's a journeyman at this point.
Cool.
But,
yeah, it's wheels up. We still
Yeah.
got to buy first.
Okay, so that's
Still the best value tight end in the
he's
entire
still a
fantasy.
value. Take him in one of the final rounds, and you'll be happy. I think. What about from Atlanta's side, though? What does this do for Calvin Ridley? Like dynasty rankings, does he just shoot up your board? Does he stay kind of where he was? Like
Personally, for me, I think he moves up a little bit.
He has to.
He has to. Right.
Volume.
He's the number one. But it just seems like he's been like that.
It makes
Last
you
2
have a
years
different
anyways.
conversation all of a sudden that you hadn't really been thinking about was, now I'm worried about. He's not a prototypical number one wide receiver. Now I'm worried about the coverages.
it's the Juju becoming the one in Pittsburgh all over.
Antonio
again.
Brown's gone. Yeah. And can he get off the press coverage? Can he do enough? He's a good route runner. He's not explosive. He's not strong. He's a skinny guy. He's not a prototype. But he's going to get tons of targets. Can his body stay intact with taking all those hits? He's going to get lots of volume.
Speaking of
for
that,
being a small
he
guy.
just went under the knife, right? He just had
Yeah, he
surgery.
just had a little
Like
ankle like
exploratory
cleanup.
stuff. Yeah.
It wasn't anything crazy. They said he's gonna be back.
I
But
mean, it's June. You'd rather him not
you'd
have
rather
surgery,
not. Yeah.
but it's not the worst thing.
Every bit of news is always just a little bit of
Yeah.
a sting to a stop.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people that sell out a little bit, goes under for a second.
If you have
dips
anybody
back up.
panicking on that, I say throw a little offer out there for Ridley.
Yeah.
He's locked into.
It's exciting.
He's locked into 150 targets.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not a scenario where he doesn't get 150 targets.
Let's not forget they still have a
Injuries
bad
aside.
defense.
Yeah.
This team just screams rebuild now. I mean, after losing Julio Jones, we knew they were a bad team, but now Julio's out of there. The face, really, of the
But the
franchise.
problem is rebuild, but they're
They're gonna,
still going to win.
they're going to
games.
try to win, too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not going into the season with a rebuild identity.
yeah,
They think they can win football games. And they're going to try to.
yeah. Because thinking
They're
about the
still-
division, they got the Panthers. Obviously, the Bucks are good, but
Boy, Kyle Pitts. Everybody's turning around on
Saints.
Kyle Pitts.
We'll see.
The people who are low.
Generational. He's generational.
Travis Kelce was 21. Would you take him? In
That's
high?
everybody's argument.
Right,
But here's the thing:
right.
we don't know that he's.
That's
Right.
not a real argument, is it?
Exactly. People
And
say
if
that.
I had to bet right now, I'm going to say absolutely not. He's not going to be as good as Travis Kelce
No,
is.
Travis
Has been.
Kelce's- yeah, and especially for the length amount of
But
time
even if he
he's been
becomes a
able
Waller, I mean, what Waller has been the last couple of years, you'd be thrilled with that.
to- no, 100%.
What are the odds with this wide receiver designation I've mentioned last time? Is it possible he moves to wide receiver, and how would that Has that happened really before?
I feel like it has.
Will
with
it have the
somebody. I
TE,
can't
comma
remember.
TE next to it
The
and be
reverse
okay?
color.
Dude,
still?
what's up? Okay, what's up with freaking Tunyon having
Yeah.
the wide receiver
I don't get
tight
that.
end designation?
I
That's
don't get
dumb.
that. I think it's
Yeah.
Anyway, I could definitely see a lot of these platforms doing wide receiver / tight end. But what I kind of want to talk about is the maybe side pieces. Maybe that might be the best way to put it. The Russell Gages, the Alameda Zacchaeuses, the Hayden Hursts.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds. Sure. If we're going back to the Titans and Falcons.
Yeah,
Or we just-
I just like with Julio gone, it opens up targets for the other Falcons' weapons. Is there one in particular that you guys like that sticks out to you, maybe at ADP that you want to grab? Are you putting out any feelers on any of these guys?
Well, Russell Gage is already going to be owned in most of your leagues. He was a third wide receiver last year. A short, little, light slot guy who did pretty well for himself. And you have Amadeus Zacchaeus, also a small.
Amadeus. Amadeus.
Yeah, man.
I like that. Did you make that up?
You don't know what that is? That's a song. It's like
Yeah, did you make it up with the Amadeus, though?
No, that's the song.
They say this.
They say Amadeus. Rodney Amadeus.
I thought that was just a different language.
Not we were drinking. Or
I
something.
don't dig it.
80s music.
Dang, you were like
Yeah.
80s.
No, it wasn't 90. Yeah.
1990.
Yeah, private information. Edit that out.
Yeah, now I know your first and last name and you're born.
Yeah, I might as well get my social security number on here, guys.
Yeah, 569.
Private national information. Well, here's a sleeper I like, okay? Zacchaeus, sure.
Zacchaeus
Gage, yeah.
was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up on the
Oh, we're not
sycamore
doing
tree.
this. What is this, some church hymnal?
You got it.
Yeah,
Good
well,
job.
it's kind of like a VBS Sunday school thing.
Sponsored by
got a lot of
Joel Osteen.
We are not sponsored by Joel Osteen.
We
Great
got a
guy.
lot of non-believers as listeners, okay? Couch surfer, whatever his name was. Crowd surfer.
We don't know.
He could be
He's
atheist,
unbelievable.
all right? You need to chill out.
Anyways, okay.
We're a non-denominational podcast.
Listen, there's holes in this offense. I think it's going
Except
to be
the Church of Fantasy Football.
Go ahead.
Go ahead with your Gruden grinder, your Philip grinder, your
All right,
Philip.
I don't like Zacchaeus.
Your Philip performer.
Okay.
Your Phillips.
He's a Phillips feeler.
With a PH.
He's got his PhD, Phillips Dan.
Yeah.
All right, so Dan,
Sweet.
it doesn't sound like you like Zacchaeus. It doesn't sound like you're loving Gage.
I feel like you're about to bring out a rookie running back from Louisville.
No.
That
Well,
should
yeah,
be-
you're a good point there, actually.
Yeah.
But that's another short guy. You
Yeah.
know, you lost a 6'3", 4'4", alpha wide receiver, and for you here to sit here and think, oh, 5'7", Russell Gage, he'll be cool there. Or, what's his name, Oladipo? Zacchaeus? I forgot already. He's 5'8", he's tiny,
Russell
and he's
Gage-
not even fast.
Russell Gage is not
You're
5'7".
He might be 5'8".
He's 5'8", 5'9".
They're
Yeah.
tiny.
Wow.
Those guys are tiny. That doesn't fill
I think
Julio
it's the
Jones.
all-black uniforms that make him look taller.
The guy I'm talking about is recently signed Tajay Sharp. You remember him? Oh, whatever, dude. I think Tajay could
He's
be a
already been
grinder.
cut by the Chiefs this year. What is he on his fifth year without
Tajay couldn't stick with the Titans. He couldn't stick with the Vikings. He couldn't
I'm taking a
stick with
shot
the
on him.
Chiefs.
I'm seeing the trending players on Sleeper, Zacchaeus and all that. I'm taking a shot on Tajay, baby.
Why?
He's
Why?
prototype. He had a good freshman year.
What's his height weight?
6'2", 194.
No,
That's
but-
prototype.
but
26. It's the peak of wide receiver production.
But really,
26
I
years
don't-
old.
I don't
This
think
guy
it-
could rise up and be the number 2 wide receiver.
I don't hate it. The problem with the Falcons is they always have somebody like this every single
Deep
year.
stash.
That's like a deep
For me,
stash.
it's just a fun deep
Laquan
stash.
Treadwell.
The point is, his upside is going to be higher than Zacchaeus and, I mean, maybe not Russell Gage. He'll be consistent.
If
but-
it was Tajay's first year in the league, sure, yeah, upside. He sucks.
Oh, he
He's
sucks.
trash.
He sucks
I don't
like
know if he's
Sammy
trash.
Watkins,
He
baby.
sucks. So I say poop on Tajay Sharp.
Okay.
You know where I thought you were going? Frank Darby, 4th round pick for the Falcons in this past draft. Do I think he's good? No. But
But
that's
there's
where I
opportunity.
thought you were going.
Yeah.
It could
There's
be.
a little bit of draft
It
capital.
could
They
be.
took him
Listen,
round
one of
4.
these pieces of shit coal is going to turn into a diamond.
Look at Frank Darby. Look Frank Darby up. I think he's 24.
Diamonds Cole from Cole.
You
He's
bet.
24 already. that makes me almost feel like they wanted to get a guy that they felt like could come in from day one. He's older, be ready to play at the NFL level because they knew they were getting rid of Julio.
Frank Darby, 6'1" and 200 pounds. Yeah, he's got a.
If I'm reaching,
Whoa! This was a 6-rounder, dude.
Six
No
round?
better.
Okay, not bad.
Tajay's gonna take him in camp easy.
He might, but if I'm going a super deep dynasty ad, I would go Darby over Tajay. I don't think Tajay sticks on the roster. But hey,
Soil Titans fans speaking from experience, holding up grudge.
Where did the Titans
Kind
draft
of.
Tajay Sharp? Do you know?
Titans drafted Tajay Sharp. I don't know. Maybe we drafted him in the 4th. I don't know.
Tell you what,
I
man.
feel like it was sort of early.
Might have been 3rd.
Yeah.
Because Tajay was out of what school did he go
UMass?
to?
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Does that sound
I'm
right?
squinting my eyes, man, at Tajay Sharp. I'm seeing Nelson Aguilar, okay? A late breakout, early flash of the pan, then everybody gave up on him, then all of a sudden, bammers, 1,000-yard
named
season.
3 NFL teams in the span of 4 years.
I'm squinting my eyes, okay?
Yeah.
Well, we're
you
talking
squint
about
your eyes hard enough, you might see a
yeah,
competent
off the
receiver.
radar guys. If you got an open roster,
You're in a
spot-
16-man league.
sure.
Sure, I picked him up in a 12, but I'm trying to be snazzy, you know?
Yeah,
No,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it
hate
at all.
either.
I tell you what, I think that's a very good off the radar ad.
Yeah, when you talk about the 5'8" wide receivers he's got to overcome for the number 2 spot above there, you know.
But I did like your point, Javian Hawkins.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
I mean,
Back from Louisville.
what's stopping that kid from lining up in the slot?
They've already got 3 slot wide receivers first off.
Dan and I were watching this film earlier today.
He's
Yeah.
probably better than their other slot options.
He's
though.
Jaden Hawkins. He's what, 180-pound
Just little.
scat back with some wiggle.
I think
boy.
180 pounds is favorable. I think
Is it?
he's
Is it
more.
170?
I think he's more. Yeah. I
We're
think
hoping he's
light.
the outlier of outliers. He's a small guy, but
He's
he's
super light. He's explosive though.
We're hoping what, Tyreek Cohen freshman season,
Tree Cohen, sure, that'd be great.
rookie season. I don't know why I'm saying
That'd be
freshman.
great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's got sizzle.
targets have to go somewhere. I also think Hayden Hurst is kind of a sneaky,
Yeah.
super sneaky buy, especially in tight end premium, just because Kyle Pitts is getting all the love.
Yeah.
And if they run 2 tight end sets, or if they just realize all their other receivers suck, Hayden Hurst is going to run some routes. He's going to get some targets.
I think they are going to
Somebody-
tight end set, but tight end, it's almost exclusively a tight end premium buy, unless you hold him for maybe a Kyle Pitts injury. But, what do you rank him though? Like if you say where is he top 12?
Hurst?
Hurst?
No, absolutely
No, absolutely not. So I guess top 24.
Here's the thing: all these guys
Borderline.
are basically
So how do you feel about
undrafted.
having a top 24 guy who's a backup tight end?
Yeah, I'd have him probably around 24, 25.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're sifting through the trash that's left over of this
Mm-hmm.
Falcons offense, and we're trying to feel out where's going to be that treasure, because one of these guys is going to have to pop. You talk about
Somebody.
losing game script. You talk about vacated targets. Somebody's going to have to pop. You want to take your best shot at one of these guys.
You know what's going to suck? When it's all... Calvin Ridley's going to have a crazy season. We know that.
Yeah.
Everybody else just has like 600 yards. They all
Yeah.
just... Each one of them has 600, 400, 300.
Yeah.
It's just spread out.
I don't see how Pitts isn't going to play out wide like half of his snaps.
Redraft PPR this year. Who finishes with more points? Calvin Ridley or AJ Brown?
Redraft?
Like
Just
just
2021.
2021. That's the way to say it. Right.
Calvin Ridley will have more fantasy
We
points.
have to assume that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that gets back to my point. We're just kind of flip flopping.
But AJ Brown's a
What
better
we thought.
player.
100
And in Dynasty,
absolutely.
I prefer AJ Brown.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
They're probably fairly close now in Dynasty, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
All right. That's a debate, though. I mean, it's a debate.
No,
but-
I would rather have AJ. I just traded AJ for Ridley.
but you got a lot extra.
Yeah, there was some other extra pieces to that, but that was part of my thought process. Was that they are kind of comparable. I obviously rather have AJ, but
in a vacuum, though, we all three take AJ Brown.
100%. Yeah.
We love that big body, boy.
All right, that's a good debate. Let me throw another debate at you, because this is another one that, in a lot of these rookie running backs from last year, you can go back and forth on these guys, but Swift versus Dobbins.
I think the consensus has Swift over Dobbins, right?
I would say that, I don't know.
Consensus? Man, there's a lot of negativity surrounding both of these guys right now,
Yeah.
because it seems like their coaches freaking hate their guts.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
So we've got freaking Jamal Williams coming into Detroit. We've got rumors of them potentially signing Gurley. And then on the other side for the Ravens, they lock up Gus Edwards for a couple years. And that just solidifies the fact that that's going to be a timeshare backfield for the next few years. my thought process is I liked Swift a bit more as a prospect coming out. He was a little more well-rounded in my opinion. He's a great pass catcher. So as a prospect, I tip my cap to DeAndre Swift. And then also I think Gus Edwards is a good running back. I don't necessarily think Jamal Williams is a good running back. He's a good role player. He brings a lot of energy to a team. He loves football. But he's a great guy. Great guy. But I lean Swift because of the pass catching upside and the fact that Dobbins will always be vultured at the goal line by either Gus or Lamar Jackson. So, to me, Dobbins is a touchdown.
Let me stop you there. I don't think that's true. You got a ton of red zone touchdowns last year. Every week, in fact, almost every week he had.
This is a good point. This is a good point on the podcast to point out that Dan has J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins truther.
Yeah. Love Dobbins.
Yeah.
I get why I like Swift.
I've shares of both of them.
Here's the thing. Swift has would you agree that Swift has a higher ceiling, though?
Yeah.
Through pass catching.
Because with Lamar. It's Lamar. Yeah.
Lamar doesn't dunk.
I'm not worried about Gus.
Yeah, Lamar doesn't dunk too much.
Gus and Jamal Williams are, for me, a wash. Then we're talking about team success. I think the Ravens are going to have more red zone opportunities than the Lions. Period.
Agreed.
Period. So we're talking touchdown upside a lot higher for Dobbins. He already had a lot going on last year.
Yeah.
Second, but pass catching, right? That's the case for Swift. He's going to get a lot more passes than Dobbins, and I can understand that. So then it's kind of, which one do you like more? Dobbins already making some plays in OTAs. Doesn't really mean much. But it's interesting. You know it can catch.
Here's the thing, though. So, I agree that the Ravens' offense is better. He's going to have opportunities to score touchdowns. But he is still going to be vultured some by Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards.
For sure.
They're going to get some touchdowns.
And every year they're going to try to say, we're going to put Lamar, make him more of a drop-back passer. But we haven't seen that he can really do that.
He's a runner.
He's tight end seam guy.
So, my question to you is, on the weeks that Dobbins doesn't score a touchdown, there will be weeks he doesn't score a touchdown. He's not going to.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah.
Will you be disappointed?
That's why he's a huge regression candidate.
Will you be disappointed that you started him on weeks he doesn't get in the end zone?
I'm guessing he gets around 10 points, maybe 9. Yeah.
So you got him with like 80.
I do think he'll get an increased targets this year. I really do. Already Roman, the offensive coordinator, is bitching and moaning about how he was open on their game against Buffalo multiple times, and Lamar, just like the game I watched, dropped his head and started running for about a 3-yard game, taking a hit instead of getting what would have been like 20 yards.
Remember that one that hit him right in the hand?
There was the one, yeah, but that's
that one lives in my head rent free.
You
you ever been playing basketball on a court with guys who are all really good, man, and that one time you're standing there in the open 3, and they haven't been passing you all game. That one time they give it to you, and you just airball it because you're cold. I think that's what happened to Dobbins.
Nope. Logan can relate.
Yeah.
Logan can relate to that.
Definitely.
Me, not so much.
The dude never gets looked at in the passing game. That's the problem. I think there will be positive regression for him in passing game. I'm not talking Swift level.
I've got a little tip.
Yeah?
If you own DeAndre Swift, if you own Dobbins, just flip him for Antonio Gibson. Even if you've got to throw in a little sprinkle on top to make it happen.
I don't think you do.
I don't think you do. Anyway, that's my advice.
I don't want to admit that I can't latch on to Gibson, man.
Why? Why?
I guess I don't know. I guess I'm biased. Yeah, you're right. It probably is a good time to flip one of those guys for Gibson.
Can you pull up Gibson's height weight for me?
We don't need because I don't like.
Oh God! Prototypical size. Oh,
Look,
can you remind me what his 40-yard dash
looking
was?
At tape, man.
What was his 40 time? Was it a 4.39? Man, speed score, huh?
Pretty good.
Speed score.
Pretty good.
Oh, in rookie season, he doesn't even have. I think he hovered around like a 50% snap.
Look, he's not a dog. I watch tape. He's not a dog, all right? He's a puss.
RB13
PUS,
last
dude.
year?
McKissick as a wide receiver. Oh, wait, no, McKissick's a running back. He was a wide receiver. He couldn't even get passing work from McKissick? McKiss my ass, Gibson.
He had a carousel of QBs. He gets Ryan Fitz just airing it out all game long.
Yeah. Look, I get it. Everything points to... I'm saying, yeah, great, Gibson's good.
Let's do a bet. Let's do a bet right here on the podcast.
I already told you you're right. You have to rub my nose and shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe we should. Just because. I believe in Dobbins and Swift both being such better prospects than Gibson.
Let's do a bet.
Gibson's not that good at being a running back.
Do you want to do 2021 finish, or do you want to do, or do you just want to do Gibson? Let's do Gibson. Higher or lower?
Right? Versus either.
No, Gibson, PPR, RB1, yes or no? Top 12 running back, yes or no?
Yes.
Sure.
You say yes?
Right.
That's what I wanted the bet to be. Top 10.
Is he? No, not that.
Not top 10?
Yep.
I'll take the bet. Gibson will finish as a top 10 running back in PPR.
Let me look. Who we got ahead of him?
Logan, where do you sit on this?
I'm on your side, yeah.
You're on my side?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I like Gibson.
The bet is a slap bet.
Slap bet. Oh, by the way.
You still owe me one. You still owe me one.
A chop bet. It's not a slap bet. Slap bet.
Mine and Dan's going to be a slap bet.
Yeah, screw it, dude. I'll take that top 10 bet.
All right, slap bet has to be redeemed within a year after the 2021 season.
Okay.
If Gibson's a top 10 running back, I can slap you as hard as I want in the face.
Whoa, that doesn't sound fun for anyone.
Hey, or...
I don't want to do that to you.
All right, on the inside of the thigh.
How about on the chest, like a wrestler? Like a Ric Flair?
How about this? One of us gets to do a little bit of a people's elbow around the neck until you pass out.
That's not the people's elbow.
Winner bangs the other one's mom.
Okay.
Okay, cool. It's a bet. And honestly, like that. Speaking of Gibson, like I think now might be a good time. We plan to bring somebody on the show, a guest, our very first guest to the podcast, and I think no better time than now because this guy's been trying to pry Antonio Gibson off my roster for weeks. For weeks. And I think now is a good time to bring onto the podcast Mr. Curtis Edge, also known as
Edge.
Curtical.
Also known as Curtis.
What the frick is up, Curtis?
What is going on, guys?
What's up? What are you doing? Were you in bed? Tell us the truth.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta cuddle up next to your wife and dog, and you just gotta go to bed. You ever do that?
Not at 8 o'clock on a Thursday.
Gay.
Oh, well, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Joke's on
Yeah,
you.
not on Wednesday either.
Last Thursday.
Not on Wednesday. Not on any day. Not at 8 o'clock, Curtis.
It's responsible of you, Curtis. Respect.
Listen, I just have a long day of analyzing fantasy football trades. It just wears you down.
Cool, man. Well, hey, we appreciate you taking time for us. Pot of the People, sponsored by Miller Lite again.
We're not sponsored by Miller Lite.
So I have to ask you this question, Curtis, because this is a question that's very close to my heart. On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp. To me personally, or what I think should be attractive to everyone
To
else?
you as a male to male.
Okay, well, first you gotta look at Cooper Kupp. He's a sexy guy, okay? So let's get that out of the way. And I think we can all agree that Cooper Kupp's a good-looking dude. And second, he's going to have Matt Stafford throwing him the football this season. He's been having Jared Goff throwing, those wobbly-ass passes to him, and now he's going to have Matt Stafford hitting him for 80-yard bombs.
Firm spirals right into the groin area for him to catch it. It's a match made in heaven.
And he won't be in a Lions uniform, so they won't find a way to throw away games within, the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So that's going to be big for Stafford. But we're talking about Kupp here. So I think his value went way up once Stafford got there.
Do you like for 2021? Throw Dynasty out the window. For 2021, do you like Woods more or Kupp, and why?
I personally like Kupp more, and it's not even the fact that them head-to-head. I just like Kupp overall in the terms of him being a receiver of the NFL. I feel like he has a lot of potential that has yet to been unlocked just based off of, who's been throwing him the ball so far. So I think he can really step into his own this season. I think he's been, maybe top 6 before in points. He could just solidify himself to, maybe top 5 in fantasy possibly this year.
He was top 5 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was top 5 in
when the
PPR
Raiders
2
went
years
off.
ago. Yeah.
It was like a Sean McVay.
He did it on the
genius.
back of touchdowns. And
that was when Brandon Cook was still there, right? Yeah or no?
Yeah, but I think that was the year that he was kind of banged up.
Yeah.
But and obviously this goes without saying, but he's like 88 times more attractive than Woods, right?
Yes, 88. I don't know where that number came from, but is there an inside joke with 88?
No, the's not. It's just
No,
he's
it's just
super
fact.
attractive. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way around it. So.
He is very attractive,
Yeah. Personally,
not just fantasy.
yeah. I think if you're looking at last year and this year, Cooper Cup, I don't think his value increases that much. It definitely does. I think he is getting older, but he's still solid.
He's 27.
Yeah.
Logan, we're all
And why
getting
does he
older,
feel
buddy.
so much older than he is?
I don't know, because a lot of people feels like he's younger because he came into the league as an old rookie. He's played, 4 years? And he's already
Wow.
27. I guess you feel like he's played for the Rams for a while, I guess. But
Yeah.
It feels like he's peaked, I guess, a little bit, doesn't it?
maybe, yeah. I don't see him replicating like Curtis said he might cement himself back as top 5. I don't see that kind of upside. If we look at like Stafford's number 1 option the past however many years, like he hasn't really sustained a top 5 guy.
Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, we gotta go way back.
Are you
right?
saying Calvin Johnson is better than Cooper Cup? Because you're an idiot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cooper Cup's more attractive than Calvin Johnson. Can you debate that?
No, I disagree, actually.
Pop quiz: what Madden cover was Calvin Johnson on?
04.
Oh, 8.
Curtis, you have a guess?
I said 09.
I think it was Madden 13.
I said 04. Geez.
Yeah, yeah, that was my pick.
He wasn't in the
07 was Seattle Seahawks.
I didn't even
With
play that one.
Alexander.
What am I doing?
Calvin's rookie year.
What
He's
are
on the cover.
decades? Well, I don't know what decades are.
They just had his elementary school picture on there.
Yeah. It was definitely pre-Georgia Tech days for Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, I think in 2021 I lean Woods, just because Woods is more consistent. I feel like with Cup you have these vanishing acts where he comes up with 4 points, 6 points, 8 points.
Yeah.
I get it. That was with Goff, so we're gonna see probably a different Cooper Cup and a different Robert Woods this year. But I just like the consistency that Woods brings. He also they like to give Woods like carries out of the backfield. It's not like he gets a ton of them, but he'll get like 1 or 2 a game. And that's just like a little extra added bonus. It's like a little floor for him because they pull those plays like out at random times. So it's not like he's getting 2 yards on him. He usually breaks it into at least like a 10-yard gain.
They got him running end arounds like every other play. Like
he's
he's
doing
so
jack-
involved in the
So
offense.
I lean Woods for 2021, but Dynasty, I could see the argument for Cup. I would probably take Cup just because I don't think they're that far off, and you get 2 extra years with Cup. So I see where you're coming from, Kurt. I like the enthusiasm for Cooper Cup because, as we all know, he is my man crush and forever in my heart. So
It would have been a boring answer if I had said, he's going to be 22nd this year.
he's gonna be a wide receiver 22.
And Robert Woods, 21.
Well, I feel like he's going to find those soft spots in the defense where, they catch the ball like 14 yards off the line of scrimmage in the middle of the field, and they turn it around for 8 more yards, so he get a 22-yard catch. And he's going to find maybe a 1 or 2 of those a game. I think he's going to have a touchdown volume increase this year.
Yeah, you would expect that. Just
Yeah.
with the offense, you expect it to be more efficient as a whole.
Yeah.
They should have more scoring opportunities with Matt Stafford than they did with Jared Goff. So, yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
And if Cam Akers steps up, then maybe it draws, some attention away from having to defend him as much, and you got to put more dudes in the box.
Yeah, Dan, what do you think about that as a Cam Akers owner? What do you think the effect of having a Cooper Cup and a Robert Woods on the outside alongside Matthew Stafford? How does that affect Cam Akers this year? Obviously, he had Cooper Cup
great.
and Robert Woods last year, his
Yeah.
rookie year, but adding Matthew Stafford, what does that do to Cam Akers, Dale Henderson, as you have both of them in our league?
Oh, it's an easy plus to both of them, dude. I mean, successful offense equals more red zone opportunities, equals more tries, attempts. So you're just talking about overall larger volume. That's what you want. You don't want some stinker 3 and out. Your guy gets off the field. It's not what you're going to get so much with Stafford. So he's awesome. That's why he's going end of the first round dynasty startup ADP.
No, who?
Cam Akers.
And
Cam
I
Akers.
thought you were going to say Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
No, Cam Akers
Yeah,
is
Cam
going
Akers. Yeah.
I think in the latest DLF ADP, he's going at 11th overall.
Is that
Yeah.
too high?
Way too high.
Yeah, probably.
Way too high.
It's a lot ups for risk with
Yeah.
that.
I sent out a tweet, I think, earlier this week. Someone was saying to sell
At Justin POTP.
at Justin POTP. someone was saying to sell Cam Akers for Dobbins or some kind of garbage, and I said, do that, sell Akers, but instead, who do you buy?
Anybody you
Do
want.
I have to say it
really.
100 times? Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I'm not trading
Flip.
Akers for Gibson.
Flip Akers. Here's the thing. You don't have to. You flip Akers for Gibson plus. If you can get Gibson in a second for Akers, you do it every time. Gibson's better.
No, he's not.
And the other
Let me
person
put
that
this out
deal.
there.
That's our bet. That's our
If you
bet.
got,
Cam Akers, Antonio Gibson, 2021 finish, full PPR.
Okay.
I'll
All
take
right.
Gibson. You've got Akers.
Okay.
That's the bet.
I'll take the guy who knows
And
how
the
to play
loser
running
has to give him the other player for free.
back.
No, that's not how that works.
We're playing for pinks, boys.
Loser,
Winner take all.
loser. We'll do a dinner thing.
Okay.
You gotta buy dinner. I gotta buy dinner.
Take your wife out for dinner. Okay. She's
Take
paying,
take
baby.
the old gal. out. There you go.
so if you had to take a running back and you had Dobbins, Gibson, Najee Harris, and Akers sitting there, who are you taking?
I'm taking Akers.
You're saying if all those like sophomore
Those
running
four.
backs are there?
They're a close
If
bunch.
those,
It's a
well,
good.
no, I put Najee Harris in there too. If
Yeah.
those four are sitting there,
So you said Najee,
taking?
Dobbins, Akers, and Gibson.
yeah.
I would take. Here's the order I would take those. Just off the top of my head, I hate to do this, but off the top of my head, Gibson 1, Najee 2, Akers 3, Dobbins 4.
You know what? I think that would be my exact order as well.
Najee over Akers as well. Swift or Gibson?
Swift or Gibson?
Dynasty.
Gibson.
Tell you what,
So-
this Gibson's put a real freaking hypno on you.
McCaffrey or Gibson? I'm just kidding.
I'm a big
Don't ask
Gibson
me.
guy,
You
too.
don't like my
I feel
answer.
it.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
What'd you say, Kurt?
I'm a big Gibson guy too. I feel it. I respect the Gibson.
I mean, what's not to like?
I'm a
RB13
respecter of the
talent.
respecter.
Football team.
He showed you his talent last year. He had a very high yards per carry, which I know he can't throw a bunch of stuff on yards per carry, but he's very efficient. He was RB13 last year. He has a, I don't know what percentile, but very high percentile speed score. He's got the prototypical size. He's on a good offense now.
I watch football. I watch these
I
guys
do too.
play. I don't think he's a great. Yeah, look at him.
I
He
think it's
doesn't the
important.
explosiveness behind the line. He's indecisive. Okay, and he doesn't make quick cuts. Is that all that speed doesn't show up until you're about 10 yards after the safety?
If he
Okay,
hits the second level, he's gone.
sure he's heavy. He can he's heavy and he can shove off a guy, but he's not very shifty. Okay, and his vision's not that
So
good.
here's the
and he's
thing.
not on a great team.
Here's the thing. Sometimes fantasy football is fantasy football. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you, of course, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Sometimes, you'd rather have, like, if you're starting an NFL franchise today, would you rather have? You said you'd rather have Gibson over Najee Harris. Would you rather have Gibson over Najee Harris if you were starting an NFL franchise today? Because there's a difference. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
that's a
he's
difference.
a
I would
great,
probably
he's a
say-
good fantasy football player,
Love him.
and that's what brings in Dan's point.
Yeah, I'd
of
probably
not
take
liking
Najee.
him.
I'd probably take Najee.
Right. But this is fantasy football. That's
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about.
I
Like,
like
you can look at the
Gibson's
film, you can see
situation more.
everything. Yeah, if you're one of the guy that wants to put the most points, and
I just don't see a world where Gibson's going to have the lineage of a Dalvin Cook or Saquon Barkley or McCaffrey. I just don't see that world. I don't.
No,
he's a
he's
third
good.
round talent, and I didn't think he did enough to everybody to put him above Akers, Dobbins, and even Najee.
I was waiting for you to name all your running backs. But yeah, I was. I know
Clyde, he got drafted in the
Clyde,
first round.
Dave Montgomery. Dan took Clyde with a 101 in 2020.
Yikes!
I'm not on the island thinking that the 2020 backs are better than the 2021 backs.
Yikes!
You know?
Wait, say that again.
The 2020 running backs are better than the 21.
Absolutely.
As a whole,
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not even close.
No.
This was a weak running back class.
Yeah, because we're outside the top two.
Najee and ETN are great,
Mhm.
and outside of that, it's not that great.
Williams, yeah.
Javonte's fine. Outside of that, woo.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Curtis, you want Trey Sermon?
Nobody wants
I
Trey
mean-
Sermon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curtis.
They send me 5 more trades and I'll figure it out.
Okay, perfect. What will it take to get Derrick Henry from you? Right now.
Hey, wait. Is that your question for Curtis?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
This is the pod of the people. We're part of the League of the People. Curtis is in his first year with League of the People.
Newest member.
Newest member of League of the People. First expansion, not really expansion member, but first member, like new member of the.
Yeah, we
league,
had
right?
our first person leave, and Curtis was our number one. He was our 101 of replacements.
He was our 101, yeah. And he inherited a decent team. We were looking at Curtis.
We got a good team, yeah.
I ran into Curtis today before getting him a haircut. After him getting his haircut, I actually just texted him. I look up. He's standing right in front of me. And we were looking at our league history. And his team was they're on Sleeper. It gives you a good idea of like what's happened the past couple years. His team was the 5th overall team as far as total wins. So he inherited a pretty decent team.
He had a very win now team.
He did.
Which
he did.
sucks.
They're older. Yeah.
A lot of times it's usually not the guys. It just seems inevitably when you take over an orphan team, it's never the guys that you feel convicted about. But,
right.
And he's made moves though, and he's got a team that he likes now.
Got some picks. How many picks do you have in next year's draft?
I got 3 first rounders,
Yeah.
and I think a second and a third.
Yeah, that's a pretty
It's a weak draft, Kurt. It's a weak draft. 22 draft.
I know. Well, I think as it gets closer, people start
It always
looking more
does,
appealing
Absolutely.
than they do right now. Because then you start seeing these dudes, you're like, ooh, I would love to have him on my team.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're like, this could be a strong draft.
Yeah, 100%. Especially the first round.
We always convince ourselves it's a strong draft by
Yeah.
the time the draft rolls around.
Recency bias, baby. The new toy, the unplayed with toy is always a little better than the one you got.
Because that dude that you grab in the first round is going to change your organization.
All right, well, I guess I'll ask my question since we're probing for trades. I mean,
He didn't really answer my question, to be fair. What will it take to get Derrick Henry?
Let's see. I love third-round picks. Big
Okay.
fan of third-round
Yeah,
picks.
I got 3 of those.
And I
He loves
I
Patriots
love-
running backs too.
It sounds like you've had a few
Patriots running
offers.
backs. Yeah,
Must
I
be
just
from Logan
love
B.
Patriots running backs. They're great because you never know who's going to get the ball. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like you get to gamble a little while you're playing fantasy football and trying to win some
Love that.
leagues.
Love that journey for you.
Yeah, so just stack those New England Patriot running backs up in third-round picks. We probably
Just
have a
start
deal.
them all.
He doesn't want it. It doesn't sound like he wants to trade
He
Henry.
doesn't want to trade Henry.
Yeah, and I'll throw in Keenan Allen too if you can give me all 3 New England Patriots running backs because it's like an Exodius in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sarcasm. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Kurt, how
All right,
many?
let's talk a little bit something more reasonable than trying to rob Derrick Henry from you. What about, Darnell Mooney from your boy D over here, huh? What's pocket change I got to give you for
Hey,
him?
Amari Rodgers for Darnell Mooney. Straight up.
Okay, this isn't. Get out of here. This is.
Hey,
I was wondering whenever you'd come running for Darnell Mooney.
I'm doing it live, baby.
I thought about maybe throwing him on the trade block just to see if maybe it would stir you up in the chat.
My wiener's hard for Mooney.
I was talking to Justin about Mooney not too long ago.
Oh, really?
whoa!
You don't say.
They're part of the people.
Not about trading him, just about how we think he's going to have an increased role this year in the offense.
Well, that's what Sleeper's news
Oh,
says.
he's trying to
yeah.
raise the old price on his biggest competitor, the current champ, trying to raise the price, huh?
Dude,
That's me
what
on the
about
chat.
that? I feel like I'm on the podcast now with 3 of the front runners. It's kind of intimidating,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is sort of a elite group here,
This
the
is
pot of
the-
the people.
Triple
Hey,
crown.
we have a podcast. I mean, we're champions. So
One of us.
Well, just one champion in the room. and that is me, folks.
But Justin's related to the brother. And I was in this.
I'm related to one of our league
Right.
champions.
Yeah, and I was in the championship once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Well, that's cool.
There's been a
Cool.
Jones, Phillips, and Shaw in every championship so far. It's fair.
They say repeating is the hardest thing to do in sports. And,
Yeah.
they say it's even harder to do in fantasy sports. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
especially
Tell you what,
Dynasty
man, when you're built like me, not so hard.
I feel like there should be like an Exodia factor of the league. Like if you go back to back to back, if you three-peat, I feel like the league should just stop.
It just
Like,
shuts down.
You just you win the dynasty.
Yeah.
You are the dynasty.
Yeah,
it's
you are the
over.
dynasty. You've become the dynasty.
It's
League
over, Anakin.
It would be a
I have the high ground.
Yeah.
that would turn into a huge push of all 10 teams just trying to go win now. That would be insane.
Yeah, that worked out really well for your brother.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, you mean his brother, the champion?
Yeah.
That's true, man. That's the thing. Like, his team's in rough shape now, but he has a chip to show for it.
It
So
does.
as long as you can flash that little chip,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can sleep at night.
But-
What else we got for Kurt? Let's ask Kurt some questions about.
Kurt, do you know who Jared Dokes is?
I don't.
It sounds cute.
I was thinking about giving him to you for Mooney, kind of a 1-1 exchange.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
He's going to be the lead back for the Dolphins.
And Salvon Ahmed and Miles Gas.
I'll wait for his price to go up. It might be off the table very soon. Jared Dokes.
Listen, all right, the person I've been coveting on your team has been Carson Wentz. You know, I've been eyeing him down.
Okay, we can make a deal. It's not going to be straight up, Avi. Do you have any
Avi,
quarterbacks
yeah.
you can trash in the exchange?
Yeah, I think I got one I could trash in the
I
exchange.
gave him
one or
3
two.
to trash.
I'll take a
bajillion.
trash
He's
QB,
got
Mooney
Mac
for
Jones.
Wentz, maybe.
I gave him Mac Jones, Ben Roethlisberger, and Jared Goff.
Yeah, Mac Jones isn't going to be the one.
Okay, yeah, he didn't have to be. Yeah, I could trade Wentz for a QB and Mooney, maybe.
Okay, well, whenever
Plus-
I'm laying in bed tonight, maybe I draw something up.
I was sending Nick and Grant a 3-way trade at 5 a.m. this morning.
You have
You have an issue.
Does your
It
wife
was
even
really
love
bad.
you anymore?
She's not here at the moment, so yeah, I don't know.
Is she?
I feel
She may be. I don't know.
I feel like if Shaw pulls off a 3-team trade, it might satisfy his trade addiction.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what he's living for right
Yeah.
now. Is the 3-team trade. If it gets pulled off, he's got to figure out the next thing he wants to do in life.
I love 3-team trades.
Yeah.
Wish I could be a part of one someday.
Yeah, we've been talking to it pretty closely with a psychologist. He's got to get this 3-team thing out of the
Yeah,
way.
I've been trying
and
for
then,
3
like Justin
years.
said, he can move forward with his life.
Like,
his
we even
life.
tried to, like, swap fab, like, 1-1-1. Nobody would do it.
He's been chasing that dragon. Well, then he'll just go to a 4-team
We should do
trade.
a 10-team trade where we all exchange one fab.
We shouldn't do that. It's really stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, but yeah.
But yeah.
I'm only going to do it if I get 2 fab out of it and everyone else gets 1.
Yeah.
Okay, Logan B.
And throw in your best
Logan
quarterback.
S.
Hey, Logan S makes trades.
Hey, I'll give you $1 fab, but you got to throw in a first.
I've
I'll
always
give you
made
$1
trades.
fab if you
When
give
I-
me 2 fab.
Oh, man. Well, Curtis, thanks for coming on Pod of the People. You are the inaugural guest.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big honor. We had 77 listeners to our last podcast.
Wow, I hope I'm reoccurring.
Yeah, you are a
That's
reoccurring guest. That means you have to come on anytime.
Call
we ask
him
you.
by his real name, please.
Curtis.
Curtis. Curtis. Curtis.
Oh, no.
Curtis with the double D.
Yeah, it turns out he's pretty smart.
Turns out
Yeah.
they're not bad to look at
Yeah.
on his chest.
A little saggy, but what can we say? They're
They
big.
are a little
He is
saggy,
over the 30-year mark. Yeah.
but the nipple to boob ratio, it's
Large-
there.
Yeah, huge nipples, just like we like.
Bologna. It's like bologna. It's like a breakfast bologna, like a little pepperoni salami.
Oh yeah.
It's very delicious.
With a cherry tomato on top. Well, we'll get you out of here.
Oh, wow.
All right, thanks, Curtis. I've already sent you 3 trades since we've been recording, so check those out whenever you get a chance.
Thanks, guys. It's been a dream of mine to be on this podcast since I found out about it 2 weeks ago.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Dream come true.
Yeah. See ya, Curtis.
Yeah.
All right, so that was episode 3 of Pod of the People. Thank you so much for joining us. We got to talk a little bit about Julio Jones. And yeah. Normally we put the outro music in here.
Oh, I thought we had to do it with our mouth because we couldn't afford it.
No.
It's a budget thing.
Well, we guess we don't have to do that if you don't.
Sponsorship fell through. Thanks a lot, Miller Lite.
Lost 1.2 mil pretty quick on
Told you we
that.
didn't have any sponsors.
Yeah, well, we were kind of banking on that one. So,
All right, so follow us on Twitter at Pod of the People.
At your friend Dan.
FRAN Dan. Yep.
at Justin, POTP.
Yep. And subscribe to us on YouTube. We have a very unpopular YouTube channel.
Very unpopular.
And also leave us a review, good, bad, otherwise, preferably good. But we
5 stars only. If you're gonna do less than that, don't leave a
Yeah, it's
review,
better.
please.
5 stars.
Yeah.
5 stars.
5 stars. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.